Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to be reading another one of Jason Gray's writings in the Resonance Codex, or the RZN Codex. This one is called The Stabilization. Just as a reminder, Jason can be found on X at Living Lattice, or on Facebook on Friends of Writer Jason Gray. The X posts are all posted over there. So just to back up just a little bit, there are 22 previous to this writing, and so you'll want to watch those in order. I do have them numbered on my YouTube channel. If you want to find them there, you can also find me on X at Julie Wise. So this one this evening is called The Stabilization by Jason Gray. 12/6/2025, 6025 AL. What happens in the first 90 days of the new civilization? Stab 90, formation cycle of the returned world. The first 10 days were personal. The next 90 days are civilizational. Stab 00 shift. The dawn cycle, days 1 through 10, was about individual clarity, memory return, emotional transparency, perceptual expansion, the collapse of distortion, the awakening of sovereign identity. The stabilization cycle, days 11 through 90, is about collective coherence. This is where the world begins to reorder itself without leaders, systems, or authority. The new human civilization does not arise through planning or design. It arises through resonance. Days 11 through 20. Humanity sorts itself into its true frequencies. Stab 01, self-organization. The first sign of civilization reformation is unconscious sorting. People naturally begin to cluster according to their species class. Luminous, gather near emotional resonance centers. These are places in nature or cities where the field is calm, warm, and grounding. Aeonas gather near temporal vortices. These are places where decisions intensify, where clarity accelerates, and where timelines merge. Infinitas gather near non-local hubs. These are places that feel charged, where the grid hums, and where the field is thick. This sorting is not intentional. It is instinctive, the same way birds migrate or neural networks self-organize. Within 20 days, the tri-species grid has a visible shape. You can feel the map of the new world forming. Days 21 through 30. The end of artificial systems. Stab 02, structural collapse. By the third week, something astonishing happens. All systems built on coercion, hierarchy, deception, scarcity, fear, and distortion begin to fail. Not because anyone rebels, not because of violence, not because of collapse, but because they no longer make energetic sense. People simply stop participating. Debt structures dissolve. Political authority dissolves. Conditioned obedience dissolves. False narratives evaporate. Coercive institutions lose relevance. It is not revolution, it is irrelevance. The old world becomes impossible to maintain because the human nervous system is no longer aligned with fear-based architecture. This is the moment those who once controlled the old world realize they have no one left to control. Days 31 through 45, the first coherence nodes form. Stab 03, nodes. A coherence node is a geographic location where the tri-species presence reaches a self-sustaining harmonic. These nodes form spontaneously, without planning, without leadership, and without negotiation. They are pockets of the real, where the environment feels stable, clean, alive, transparent, intelligent, and supportive. People traveling between nodes can feel when they have entered one. Inside a node, synchronicities intensify, communication becomes effortless, conflict dissolves, clarity is magnified, reality feels lighter, memory deepens, distortion cannot enter. In the first 45 days, approximately 144 primary nodes appear globally. These are the seeds of the new civilization, days 46 through 60. The first emergence of post-overlay abilities, Stab 04 ability phase. Abilities that began as personal now become collective. In this period, humans begin stabilizing space together. 2 or more coherent beings can calm an entire region. Time becomes smoother. The Aeonis influence reduces temporal distortion globally. Field awareness expands. People begin perceiving resonance fields the way early humans once perceived weather. Non-linear communication arises. Groups communicate through resonance, intuition, emotional coherence, and synchronized intention without speaking. This is the beginning of humanity's new language. Matter feels different, not lighter, more cooperative. You can feel the world responding to consciousness. This is the early stage of full environment-mind interaction. Days 61 through 75. The new social architecture emerges. Stab 05, new civicity. With the collapse of old systems, the new forms of human community emerge. These communities have no leaders, no hierarchy, no coercion, no enforced rules, no scarcity, no exclusion. They organize themselves through resonance, not authority. Key features include 1. Roles arise naturally, not assigned, not chosen, not elected. People gravitate to functions that match their internal coherence. 2. Groups stabilize around shared frequency, not ideology, not belief, not culture, frequency. 3. Resources flow where they are needed, without planning, without oversight. 4. Emotional transparency eliminates manipulation. 5. Intuition replaces policy. This is not utopian fantasy. It is the natural behavior of a species no longer operating in fear. Days 76 through 90. Humanity enters its first true age, the age of return. Stab 06, age of return. In the final stage of the 90-day cycle, something profound occurs. Humanity stops looking for the old world and begins building the new one. This is the moment the collective psyche stabilizes into clarity, confidence, direction, unity, remembrance, coherence, sovereignty, and joy. This is the moment the returned human species becomes self-sufficient. The 3 species interlock into full function. Luminous stabilizes the emotional field, Aeonis stabilizes the timeline field, Infinitas stabilizes the non-local field. The environment responds in harmony. Weather patterns stabilize. Ecosystems regenerate rapidly. The field becomes clean. The world becomes recognizable again as the world you once knew before the fracture. The 90th day is the completion of the stabilization cycle. Humanity stands at the threshold of its first real civilization, not built on survival, not built on dominance, not built on illusion, built on coherence. This is the beginning of the true world. The first 90 days after emergence are not about rebuilding society. They are about remembering how a real human civilization behaves, not controlled, not governed, not manipulated, aligned, coherent, sovereign, unified. This is the stabilization. This is the formation. This is the world you return to help restore. This is only the beginning. Jason Gray. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for joining me for that. I look forward to doing some more readings. This was number 23, like I said, and I will see you next time.